Good morning to our audience who are watching. Welcome to the 6th episodes of the Digital Talk series. My name is Bong Chan Sambat, Deputy Director of the Center for Inclusive Digital Economy at the Asian Vision Institute, which is an independent think tank based in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. For your information, the Digital Talk series is a series of virtual discussions hosted by CIDE that serve as a platform to disseminate expertise, experience, and knowledge on various topics related to the digital economy in Cambodia and around the globe. Today, we are talking about the digital product delivery and innovation in Cambodia, and I am fortunate to have an expert in business strategies and innovations with us this morning, Ms. Lai Siu Hoang. Ms. Siu Hoang is currently head of logistics of Food Panda in Cambodia. She has more than 5 years of experience in business strategies, innovations, and financial technology. She currently holds 2 master's degrees. The first one is in business administration from East China Normal University, and the second one is from the University of Glasgow, specializing in global market, local creativity, innovation, entrepreneurships, and economics. It is also important to know that she was recently an Erasmus Plus scholarship recipient. Before we really start, I want to inform our viewers that all opinions expressed by the speakers these sessions are those of our guests and do not necessarily represent the views of ABI. Good morning, Ms. Huang. How are you doing this morning?
Morning, doing great. And you?
I'm doing great as well. Thank you for joining us this Saturday morning. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, and my pleasure to be here.
Good to see you. So let me start with my first questions. Can you define digital product for us? And can you also give us a few examples of some of the most commonly used digital products that are on the market right now?
Okay, digital products, as you can see by the name of it, it's the products and in digital format. So digital means you cannot touch it, it's intangible, you cannot taste it, you cannot eat it. And then digital products in short mean those products that is intangible for you to consume. Did I answer the first questions?
Yes. Can you also give us a few examples as well?
Yeah, if you look around you, and actually what we are doing now, Zoom is one of the digital products. And you have music, such as different platforms, like iTunes, Spotify, all those entertainment digital products. And we have recently a very trendy one, which is educational digital products. You can have different ebooks, different online learning costs, and those that you consume without having to be able to hold it. It's called digital products.
So from the perspective of business and entrepreneurs, are digital products more profitable than physical product?
I would say these two come in different purposes and having different benefits. But in general, the digital product format is easier to scale and can be more profitable if it can be done in a customized way. So in my opinion, in general, digital products is having a more profit margins than physical products, but it doesn't mean that it's always the case. And while a lot of digital products in technology platform, they have to put a lot of investment and a lot of capital to develop and build it, and that when we factor those fixed assets and R&D costs in, it's not necessarily profitable. Yeah.
So if we compare digital product to physical products, what are the things that digital products are able to do to satisfy customers' demands that physical product cannot?
All right, I would summarize in a few points comparing physical products and digital products. First, the benefits that physical products can enjoy is they don't have to have an inventory. In product, physical product, you have to have an inventory. The more you sell, the more you consume, the more you have the need of the space to store it before you consume it. And that's what is the big benefit of digital products, where you don't have to have any inventories, and then you can just be able to use it, consume it. Secondly, as the one who supply digital products, it can be delivered online very instantly without even using the physical mobility to arrive your customers, and then they can just enjoy it. And the third point is, in digital products, it can be easily duplicate, which is good or bad in a way. So for the good part of it is, let's say you produce a Zoom, you develop a Zoom platform, and then what you need is to scale your product for many users to use, to subscribe, to earn the revenue from the subscription fees. But then it's meaning you don't have a marginal cost at this point compared to physical products, where another piece of things that you manufacture, you have to manufacture in, and the marginal costs such as materials, such as labor to produce it. And digital products, when you produce it, it can be distributed, easily scalable, and duplicated to different consumers and arrive consumer instantly. And that's the benefit of it. But without you asking me about the disadvantage for now, one of the disadvantages is also here. So while digital products doesn't have to be duplicated, it's just there, and then you distribute. First, it's easily hacked. Like people can just easily steal your pieces of things. For example, music as a best example, and then sell it in commercial purpose, or even they don't have to produce it, they hack it, and then they can enjoy it. And also another big disadvantage of it is because for digital products, while it's easily accessed, meaning there's also a lot of free digital products out there. So there's a selection from customers, whether they want to enjoy the free one, the one that you ask for the purchase from them, or the other competitors. And then to compare, it's a lot harder than physical products, because in physical product, you can touch, you can feel, you can see, okay, one is better than what, for example, closed. But when it's come to digital products, you haven't been able to test it yet before you purchase it. And that a short-term solution that I see from many digital products offer business is they give you a free trial for you to test it out first before you subscribe it. And that's one of the ways to minimize this kind of lower perceive of value from consumers, where they have to come to a decision making to purchase a digital product. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Can you describe in general what does the digital product consumption landscape in Cambodia looks like right now?
It's a little bit tricky here, but I would say, from my opinions, digital products consumption is not there yet in Cambodia, meaning we are all right now very familiar with using digital products. But when it comes to purchasing digital products, I think we are still having this consumer behavior generally in Cambodia that it should be free. For example, in Zoom, so many people use Zoom, but how many % of it use the subscribed versions? That I don't know, because I haven't done a research when you ask this question. So maybe some of us can do some more research here. How many % of people here in Cambodia is using subscribed versions to Zoom instead of using the free versions? And then also we talk about digital products. One of the transparent example is music. So there are different platforms out there internationally and locally. So locally we have Smart, which is so far still free. We have Spotify. I think it's just available in Cambodia. I'm using it. I pay around $10 something a month to enjoy the free flow of music. But so we also have another quite commonly used one is iTunes Music. It's also costs around $10 a month. But with this being said, from what I understand with the people around me and my friends around me, not many of us is usually using the purchase version, but we mostly go to YouTube and listening to all of those, which is not saying it's a good or bad thing. It's just our consumer behavior still going to, or not going to, still at the stage of enjoying the free content and the free services of digital products instead of purchasing it in a way. Yeah.
Oh, is this type of consumer behavior that, you know, digital products, they like to enjoy the free versions and hesitate to go for the licensed versions, for example. Is this mindset happening because of happening only in Cambodia, or is it in general around the world?
From what I'm aware and from what I understand, it's generally around the world. Everyone wants free things, of course. No one wants to pay when you get to enjoy the free versions. But then it's also depend on the business model of the firm offering the digital products, whether they want to offer the free content and then have other revenue stream outside of it. For example, Facebook, right? You are not paying to use Facebook, but when you are using Facebook, you actually the products yourself. Like Facebook treats you as a product that can be I would say leveraged in their advertisement revenue stream and purposes. So then we ourselves, when we enjoy it, we actually become the firm's asset. So that's the model that offer us different free services. And then there's another business model that doesn't have or not focusing on other revenue stream, but focusing on getting the subscriptions from the digital product itself. For example, Netflix. So before, I think in Cambodia, not many people would subscribe for Netflix, but maybe, or I think one of the main reasons is because of the pandemic. Everyone has to stay home. And then instead of going to different website and hack and download from torrents for different, video with some not so clear screen to watch, and then your living standard has been raised. Your expectation is increasing from time to time. So that customer behavior tend to change to, what if I just pay this amount of money and have my life easier? I don't have to go and download different movie. I can just subscribe to Netflix and then enjoy the free flow of movie I want to watch. So this kind of consumer behaviors, I think, is changing. Not just in Cambodia, but around the world. But maybe because we are here, so that we can see it more transparently and maybe a little bit lagged behind from the other a bit. But it's changing, and we can see more and more people subscribe to different things. I mean, I raised the example of Zoom before, but then even Zoom, I think I'm surprised to know that there's actually a lot of people subscribe to the not free version because they really need it. So again, go back to the digital product service firm. How can you make consumer wanting to enjoy your upgrade versions and giving them a benefit of the needs that they're looking for, so that it can help in their daily life? It can really facilitate their working environment, and that's where the consumer needs and the suppliers can be met there, and then with a certain price.
Based on your professional experience as an expert in business strategies and innovations, what is your advice to firms or small businesses who want to market or sell the digital product more effectively?
I think many people would have the answers, but the answer is still there. The most important things, there's so many factors. There can be internal factors, external factors, but one of the things that you have to remember to make digital products effectively is data. So by data, I mean not just having the different numbers. Okay, this is how many of my consumers and stuff, but you have to know who are your consumers, where are they located, for a certain pool of consumer that purchase your products, how frequent they purchasing it. So this is just a small example of consumer behavior of data I'm talking about, but data can be a big topic and a lot more insight to give to our entrepreneurs or our businesses who want to scale their digital products better. How to scale? You have to based on data insight to know where to scale. So to know more about your consumers, how that how to expand the market more effectively. So I think in this digital era, we've been talking about it, the importance of big data, the importance of data. That's the one thing. But then when you got the data, how you got the data is the first two questions, right? But and then when you got all of this, what are the things you're gonna do with it? Can you interpret it, analyze it, clearing out those unimportant, not so important informations, but connect the source of data from one place to another to make it a bigger pictures that can give you an extra potentially value to see, okay, this is the customer's behavior I have. This is populations. I should target them. This kind of information can make you having a better decisions of how you can actually market, scales, and even develop your digital products.
My next question has to do with COVID-19. Since you mentioned the pandemic a few moments ago, I would like to ask you whether or not COVID-19 has accelerated consumers' usage of digital product in Cambodia and around the globe.
Sub question. Absolutely yes.
Okay. Okay. Now let's move on to another a closely related perspective of this topic, which has to do with digital product innovations. You know, as you mentioned earlier, that business whose market or sell digital product need to look into how they can scale their businesses and also how they can innovate the product in order to capture the market share and also to respond to customers' demand. So my question is, what are the challenges? What are the major challenges facing business who try to innovate their digital product?
So this is in my opinions. I haven't done any like deep dive research into this. From my experience and my understanding, the factors or challenges of digital products innovation right now, beside the data things I mentioned earlier, data is a too short things, right? It can be providing a big value to you when you know how to get it and how to leverage it, but it can be a disadvantage to you because you especially in Cambodia, to be honest, our infrastructures is not there yet for us to acquire different data. And even market insight, the report, the different data points that we can actually, I mean, this is external, not even talking about the internal data acquiring, but the external market research, the external data we need in order to help us to do analysis of the market behavior in different industries also lacking. So the overall infrastructure of data center externally is lacking, but at the same time, our ability inside the companies or the resource needed to build a different data points within our company to understand different aspects of it is also lacking. Then the challenge of acquiring is one thing, but then another challenge of when you identify and you know, okay, this is important, so I need to have it. The resource that we have in terms of human capital, in terms of financial capital, is also still in a lacking stage for companies to put big investment. You know, building a data center is not easy and it is very costly. So the ability to put all of this investment first and then capture the long-term benefit out of it in the long term is to me seem to be very hard at this point, because then you need a lot of resources to invest in, and then you have to wait for a long time to acquiring back. But what we need right now, especially with our fast growth economy and with all the pandemic, I think many businesses acquire and like wanting to get a more short-term benefit out of their investment, the ROI. Like it's not that you can wait for 10 years, 20 years to get back to it. That's the challenges of debtors, but more challenges can come to first leadership. So inside the company, your leaders or the company's leaders, how can they actually pave the different strategies in terms of utilizing those disconnected data points together. So just to give you one example of my workplace in Foodpandas, we have so many data points. We have so many dashboards, meaning we're trying to also utilize the different insights of data to make our decisions into the market, to also know where to do next, to also track our performance. So those data point is not just from one. I have to see, for example, in logistics, I have to see the performance of my riders. So performance of my riders, that, okay, how many minutes of these orders that arrive customers, how many, you know, the number of the deliveries that riders can do in hours, how many hours a riders work a day, because they are not our full-time employees, they are our partners. For delivering. So this kind of performance, we have to first track it. Second, by tracking it, we know their performance and know how can we make a good forecast and estimations for our, let's say, next week estimations of our rider needs. For example, today we have we estimate that we have 10 orders. So how many riders that we need to deliver 10 orders? And then we estimate that maybe tomorrow the order can be increased to 30. So how many riders I need in order to deliver those orders? So this kind of decisions making, I cannot just, you know, go and research on Google and ask, okay, how many riders? But I have to see different data, different insight, the speed of the riders, the quality of the riders, the quantity of the riders on the street to determine the number I have to put, or the numbers that my team have to forecast for the next delivery to be even more efficient and smoother. So that's just an example out of the topic regarding the challenges. So we have these different data points, but the challenges of me and of the team here is also we have so many dashboards. Some of them are connected, some of them are not connected. So we have to go and check out different insight of those dashboards and come up and do our own like compiling and analysis of that. So I think it would even make our team or my life better if we can able to gather all of this into one and then put it in a way that we can see and get the insights and then be able to analyze it. So that goes back to the leadership in the company. How can you actually build such an infrastructure and then have the right people, the right human resource to interpret it correctly to make good decisions out of it? Yeah, I think that should be some of the main challenges.
Thank you for your very detailed explanations about innovations, challenging facing companies who try to innovate their digital product. So I want to look at small business and small business and firm as well. So we've been talking about big company, you know, like Foodpandas, like Netflix, like Zoom. Those are big corporations, companies that have big budgets, very diverse and also strong pool of talents. But does that mean that digital product marketing and sale work mostly for corporation and not small business?
if we link it to digital marketing, right? I think digital. Okay, let me put it this way: digital products. Why I usually mention the big firms, because digital products models of the big firms are more transparent and obvious, and at the same time, digital products companies here in our countries, I think it's still at the very early stage, where it's hard to say like whether a lot of them focusing more on the free services and wanting to have the revenue stream from the advertisements, or they actually doing some subscriptions themselves. But I think my understanding of our startup ecosystems, there are several companies and startups that are trying to build and actually deliver that in the market, although in an early stage yet. And the things about digital products, yeah, it's here. It's started to develop in a way, but it's not, you know, really a big topic that I can use to gather the insight yet. But then if you talk about digital marketing, I think it's already very commonly acknowledged to be very important in our current market, because even you sell products on Facebook, you sell different things on Facebook, you need that's all like something that related to marketing for you to be able to sell it online. So product delivery and product sellings on digital platforms actually is a good combination. If we were to say digital products is just a software firm company, for example, or music company, but then if the if there's a platforms, for example, you can say okay, I just use Facebook again. And then we have different consumers trying to find different products right now on Facebook, which we now call social commerce, not really an e-commerce yet, social commerce. And then they have product. So there's a product delivery process on a digital products platform. So that's how I see the current ecosystems of digital economies here in Cambodia right now.
What are the main factors influencing, what are the main internal factors influencing customers' adoptions of digital products?
What do you mean by internal or external?
I mean, what does a country need to have in order to have a high levels of consumptions and adoptions of digital products?
So to me, there can be two things to influence the adoptions of digital products. First, you have to have a digital infrastructures, meaning the internet, the hardware to be able to use internet, which is smartphone or computers. So right now, with the penetrations of our internet usage in Cambodia, like across the countries, going to different provinces, and also the penetrations of smartphone usage, which, if I'm not wrong, according to a data report last year, is actually above 100%, because many of us here in the city use 2 or 3 smartphones. So that's actually the factors that influence and actually make the digital adoptions a lot faster, actually, compared to other countries. And that's the physical or the infrastructures factors. But then coming back to consumer behavior, where you have all of this infrastructure in place, you have the browsing, the surfing of the internet in the smartphone. So it tends to be a lifestyle changing, where whenever you need something, you don't have to go out, but instead you can just stay in one place and enjoy people deliver the service to you, which links to product delivery. But then regarding digital products, which we talked about earlier, is about the need first because of the pandemic. Certainly, a lot of us has to, although you don't want to at first or not familiar at first, use this different communication too, like Google Meet, like Zoom, like all of this workplace things to be able to still communicate with each other and have a meeting. So that's the need that create out of the pandemic where people are not together. And then there is also the need and the different demand in terms of entertainment, where we talk about Netflix, where people have the needs to entertain themselves more in a higher quality that before they can go to the theaters, or they can download, as I said earlier, download different videos and movies from different websites. But right now, people lifestyle change that they want something all in once there and pay a little bit of money and enjoy a better versions of their lifestyles. So I think the demand and the need out of the pandemic is one, and the increase in customers, I mean economy. Before the pandemic, actually Cambodia enjoyed a very good progress in terms of GDP, in terms of economy. So people have more money. When people have more money, people want to upgrade the way they spend it. And I think that's also one of the factors that influence how digital product has been adopted in Cambodia.
So how do you envision the futures of digital product in Cambodia and around the globe? How is it going to look like, let's say 5 or 10 years from now? And what are the factors that will be playing a major role in that condition and evolution?
Oh, 5 to 10 years is long. Okay, I'm not a fortune teller, but I would say as we are going in a directions that everything's going to be, or I mean everything, almost everything's going to be digitalized. Meaning, although right now you have physical stores that selling different equipment, or even closest, you still have the physical stores there, but then you will have to add another channel of online delivery or digital platform so that you can acquire more customers, because the customer behavior is changing from not necessarily going out physically, but they can enjoy different products and services through digital platform, through online. So that's how the business have to adapt themselves too. So I would say in the future, digitalization is a need it's very critical for the businesses, even in different industry, in education, in entertainment, in closest manufacturing. So all of the digitalizations in different verticals of the industry would really need our business owner to have a good visions or a go-to market strategies, how to convert or add another digital platform to their current business so that they can survive and maybe strive in the next 5 or 10 years.
Thank you. I have one last question only, and I would like you to put into perspective for us about the role that digital product play in Cambodia digital economy and what it means for our visions in 2050 of becoming a high income country.
Can I have the first part of the question again, please?
What role does digital product play in Cambodia digital economy?
The role of digital products play in digital economies, I would say, at least for now, I see it as a good coordinator and facilitators to deliver the different products and services. So we talk about digital products, and there are two formats of it, right? There's the one that is just a platform, not just, it's a platform and you have different products and services on there. But then there's another, which is a product itself, where it is a software or it is a system that you have to buy, you have to purchase to use it. So for me, I think the first one is still more dominant in our economy, and it's it's functioning as more of facilitators and coordinator to deliver the different needs of product and services that we have to use and consume even when we cannot be together in this pandemic. And then the role of it, when right now it's coordinate everyone, it's facilitate everyone. It's just like a chain that you put in the different stages to deliver and to smoothen the previous or traditional process. So in terms of how it can influence our digital economy to have the visions of having the high income countries, I think the trends, if it keep going this way, digital products plus product delivery plus service delivery would be one of our core economics revenue. Why? Because when more and more people, even though they don't have to pay for the subscriptions, there are firms that use all of our data as a stream of their revenue and can exponentially charge the customers or their client because they're actually using different algorithms to target the right customer to make a better conversions of the business through all of this. And then secondly, as I said earlier, digital products can be easily, not easily, can relatively easier to scale compared to physical products. So when you have more and more user base without the boundary, like again, Zoom, you don't have to be, American. You don't have to stay in America to use it. Like it can be connected around the world. So meaning if our business owner here in Cambodia, they develop something in terms of the digital products that can have a wide usage to connect or to even be able to deliver to different consumers on the world without worrying about product delivery to that particular place. It can be delivered and consumed online. For example, a simple book that you write in Khmer and you put it in an e-learning or a physical, digital formats. So even people in Italy, they can also purchase it. So it actually unlock the potentials of more of your target markets and the user base. And when this opened, of course, you got more revenues from different and a more bigger user base of your products. And then it will, at the end, add on to the GDP and economy of the countries through digital products where you don't have a marginal cost to sell and produce, and you don't have to need a space of inventory to store. But once it works, and you can just easily deliver that one thing to thousands or millions of people in the world, that it will add up a lot of revenue to the countries as a whole.
Now that you mentioned increasing revenues and also the values of economy, of Cambodia economy created by digital product. So my last question has to do with Cambodia 2050 visions of becoming a high income country. My question is, how does digital product contribute to that vision?
I think this is the second last question. Okay, I'm kidding. I kind of explained a little bit earlier regarding the advantages and the potential of digital products through its transactions and through the change of consumer behavior and the unlock of the different marketplace around the world, not only within the countries, where physical products having challenges to deliver is where the productions of digital products, although it needs a lot of investment at first place, once it work and at the right time where consumer behaviors needing it and willing to purchase it for their own needs, then these transactions at the end it converts into business transactions, right? And when it converts to business transactions, it adds to the revenue of the country, and it at the same time add to the revenue of the countries. So where an economy as a whole is very big, you have even real estate company. You have even different manufacturers company. You have different educational companies or even corporates to provide different products and services. But all of those imagine at the end of the day, they need digital products to be able to still operating, for example, in this pandemic era, or they have to digitalize themselves to unlock to a bigger market, to sell everything, not everything, to sell some of their products online, although it's a product or services. So that all of these incremental channels, beside the traditional channels that we create, it creates more transactions, business transactions. And then at the end, it's create the revenue that the countries having, and especially where our population is small, right? In Cambodia, we have relatively very small populations. So imagine you only, let's say you target 100% of the population in the countries, and that 100% is just there. And then how can you expand further? So with physical product, you have this problem. But with digital products, after you acquire, for example, 100% of Cambodian populations, I can acquire as well Thai populations. I can acquire as well the Americans who may want to purchase and use my digital products as well, because digital product has no boundary. But then after all of this purchase happened, the revenue comes through the company to the supplier that is located in Cambodia. We are in Cambodia. So that add up to all the GDP growth and all the economy increase in our country.
Thank you so much for your very precise and interesting explanations about digital products. And I believe that our audience who are watching this morning will have learned a lot from your insights. I think that this is the end of the 6 episodes of the Digital Talk series. I want to thank our speaker, Ms. Siu Hoang, for talking to us this morning. We really appreciate your perspective and expertise. I also want to thank our audience for tuning in. If you're looking for more information about the Digital Talk series or ABI activities, you can subscribe to our Facebook page, Telegram channels, Twitter, and other social media platforms. Thank you again for joining us, and I hope to see you again soon. Please have a great weekend.
Thank you.